He was standing in the parking lot, glistening in the sun, white, not bright white, but warm, slightly cream, with a gray stripe along the side and large windows that reflected the sky. A little bigger than the rented one, but not huge. Just the right size for two people to feel free in it, but not lost. I stood and looked at him and couldn't believe that he was ours. Ours. The word that a few months ago only referred to an apartment and a joint account at a cafe now refers to this. This house on wheels that will always be waiting for us. You were standing next to him, hands in your pockets, that calm smile. So what? You asked. I don't believe it, I said quietly. Believe, you said? He's ours. We've been looking for him for 3 weeks after returning from Florida, while we were filing for vacate, while the apartment still seemed strange after the camper. We sat down at our laptop every night and searched. You explained what was important: mileage, condition of the roof, water supply system, generator. I took notes and studied. We looked at dozens of options. We went to look 3 times. One turned out to have rust under the floor. The second, with an engine that was a bit capricious, as the seller said. The third was almost perfect, but the color inside was such that I couldn't even look. Color is important, I said then, seriously. Color is important. You agreed without arguing. And here, the fourth, the one we found on Saturday morning on the website, used 2 years, after one family used it in the summer. Honeywood inside. I saw the photo and my heart immediately said, this one. You called. We drove. And I went inside and felt the same as in the rented one, at home, right away. We'll take it, I said. We'll take it. You agreed. But today is a special day. Not just the first day with our camper van. Today we're filming our first video for the channel. I held the phone and felt my hands shaking a little. Not from fear, from excitement. The excitement that comes with something new and important. Ready? You asked. Almost, I said. I straightened my hair. I looked at you. And you? I've been ready since we decided, you said simply. I smiled. Press record. Hello, you said into the camera. Naturally, calmly, as if you were talking to a friend. Today we want to show you our new family member. We've been looking for him for a long time and finally found him. And we'll tell you why we chose him. I led the camera, first outside. I walked around, showing every side. 2 years, you commented walking next to me. One family to us. Roof, personally checked, no moisture. Engine, went through diagnostics before buying. This is important. Never buy without diagnostics. I knew what he would say. He prepared himself. I saw him writing notes in the morning over coffee. That serious expression, that neat handwriting. Shall we go in? I asked into the camera. Inside, sunlight through the large windows. That honey tree that I fell in love with right away. Cream walls. And now our details, that ceramic mug from Florida on the shelf. Terracotta pillows on the sofa. A small cactus in a pot that I bought at the last minute because I needed it. Kitchen, you said, and pointed. 2-burner stove, mini fridge. It's important that it works on both electricity and gas. When there's no connection, you switch to gas automatically. I guided the camera over the details, those open shelves where our jars of spices already stand, and the sink where I can already see myself washing my morning mugs. Bedroom, you continued. The bed, wider than in the previous rented one. That was important. Very important, I confirmed seriously. You looked at me with a smile. I turned away so as not to laugh at the camera. "The window above the bed," you said and pointed. "It opens completely. At night, the stars are right above you. We already know how it is. It was the same in the rented one. And this, something we couldn't refuse." I pointed the camera at that window. Then at you. "Why this one?" I asked, "of all the ones we looked at?" You thought for a second. "Because when she came inside," she smiled. You said. Didn't say anything. Just smiled. And I understood. He's ours. I felt something warm rise from my chest to my throat. I didn't expect him to say that. On camera. "You didn't tell me this before," I said quietly. "I did," you said. Just not in words. We continued filming. The bathroom, the water storage system, that corner where you already put your dumbbells. Yes, the dumbbells went with us. I wasn't surprised. "Training doesn't stop," you said seriously into the camera. "Wherever we are." And I said and pointed the camera at myself. "I'm taking this." I showed the small speaker, the one that played music at all our evenings in Florida, and the notebook where I write thoughts, ideas, those words that come with coffee in the morning. She writes, you said with warmth in your voice, always wrote. Now, for our channel too. Then we went outside. I put my phone on a tripod, the little one we bought for it, and we stood side by the camper. The sun on the side, our White House, behind us. "And one last thing," you said. "Why a camper at all? Why not an apartment, not a hotel, not a normal life?" He was silent for a second. I knew what he was going to say, and I still listened like it was the first time. "Because we tried the normal," you said, "for years. Offices, deadlines, weekends in front of screens. And at some point we realized we live next to each other but not together, busy but not happy. And then we drove to Florida in a rented camper. And 3 weeks later we found each other again." I looked at you and thought, is this really a dream? Can I really finally be happy with this man? A man I couldn't even dream of. "A camper van doesn't save a relationship," you continued. "But it takes away everything superfluous and leaves only the most important things. A place, a person next to you, and the sky above your head." Silence. I hadn't planned to speak, but I said, "And the stars through the window above the bed." You looked at me, smiled. "And the stars," you agreed. After we stopped the recording, we sat on the steps of our camper van. With coffee in our hands. "How do you think it turned out?" I asked. "Honestly?" you said. "It turned out, and it's thanks to us, our desire and love." I looked at the phone screen, the video we had just shot. 2 people near their camper van talking about their lives. "Do you think anyone needs this?" I asked quietly. There's always a little doubt before taking the first step. You looked at me. "Remember what you told me?" You said. "What if at least one person listens and decides to stop too? That's enough." "That's enough," I said. "Let's publish," you said. I clicked. Listen, the first step is always the hardest. The first video, the first post, the first time I decided differently. Hands are shaking. The voice seems foreign. It seems that no one is watching and no one needs it. But someone is watching. There is always someone who is waiting for your story. Who sits in the evening and thinks, is it really possible? Has anyone felt this too? Yes, it is possible, and felt it. Start, film, tell. The world is big enough for your truth. Thank you for being here. Until the next episode, if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do it now. Have a nice day, dear listener.